Gym and wellness classes often rely on music to energize students. Most teachers use streaming apps like Spotify or YouTube for playlists that sounds upbeat or matches the workout tempo. It's mostly an accident of the time that when teachers might not notice that the song is labeled explicit, or that the remix version is replaced of the clean one, or that the new songs snuck into a playlist when they weren't watching. Gyms are loud and their lyrics might be unclear in the background. It's not mostly on purpose, but it's rarely. Sometimes they do it, but it's not very much. The teachers overlook it, so they think the students already knew those words. They believe that it's not offensive and it's not shouted. The beat or energy helps the students stay active. This is more likely when the teacher grew up with the intense music or trains athletes. And the fact that it mostly happens in grades 9 to 12. Students that are 15 to 18 years old may already listen to music that with swearing and watches TV or social media that did have mature content. So the teachers assume that they can handle it, so it's not shocking as the age screws up. If you have a feeling that if the teacher is younger, like 25 to 40, the muscular or has a tough athletic vibe, that might be reasonable why you feel like that it's more relaxed about the lyrics, and it might be used to the locker room used with the music intensely playlist, but it's not always true. It's the combination common pattern that a lot of them feels like. Although, if the staffs and leaders are strict about this, and they heard the profanity and gym music in any chance, the teacher could be warned to ask to change the playlist, and some administrators do crack down. So, even if it's in middle words like hell, and even no complaints, it often goes unnoticed or ignored. Spotify random is not as bad, but if you do not want any swearing, then just don't use shuffle or autoplay in the Spotify, which usually has to do with explicit songs getting played, playlist updates inserting new songs later, wrong version and explicit instead of clean, being played in mistake, mostly. It doesn't really embarrass the teacher, but if it occurs or slips through like a word it gets in, they're usually mostly embarrassed, but they pause the music and apologize. That doesn't really happen as much, but some pretend to notice that to avoid calling more attention to it. And if a student reacts or laughs or looks shocked, the teacher can switch the track fast if you want you to, and act annoyed as the app did it. They usually like to play rap. Rap is a high energy and rhythmic and widely popular among students, especially for cardio, dance drills, and warm-ups. Many of the students requested rap because it feels motivating. But rap has a high risk of explicit content, especially in mainstream hits. Lyrics often include swearing, slangs, insults, sexual reference, and drug mentions. Rap is the most requested but also most censored and lacks of the tight line in school settings. They also like using rock music. The rock music has strong tempo great for circuits and lifting, and they have fewer curse words per minute. They're familiar beats and that older teachers or coaches relate to, and some tracks sound intense, but they don't usually say much that's offensive. Like AC/DC or Guns N' Roses might sound aggressive, but often has less swearing than modern pop or rap. It's mostly better if you just use auto-tune and vocal effects. It works the best. Auto-tune pop or dance tracks often preferred because the lyrics are less intelligible when heavily processed, and many of the songs are made for radio and dance clubs, which often avoid swearing. The upbeat tone boosts energy without feeling offensive. and the auto-tune hides the softened vocals. So even if profanity is there, it may be harder to notice because, especially in loud gyms. So this is our today's video for why does teachers and wellness teachers play profanity in their music sometimes. Well, it's not mostly that it is, but it's mostly by mistake. It's mostly what it's referring it as, because if it was on purpose, there has to be a reason why. And even if they did do it on purpose, they have to do a certain minimal, like not too much. Anyways, that's all today's video. I hope you like this video and it interests you about why they sometimes play profanity in wellness high schools. Okay, bye!